Hello everyone, and welcome to our very first Eagle Training Webex. We're going to have these Webex trainings occasionally. Most of the time it'll actually be an interactive one where you'll all be able to join in, ask questions, and participate live. For this first one though, to get used to the format and because it's a pretty simple one, we decided to go ahead and do a pre-recorded one. So of course all of this information will be available, and if you have any further questions, you of course can email Megan or I, and we will definitely help you out. For our first one, our first WebEx lesson is accounting adjustments. We have changed the form and a slight change to the procedure, so we're going to go ahead and go over that today. Just so you know, all of this information that we're going to go over is located in your remote site files. I'm going to use Alabama here as an example. In her remote site files at Alabama, we now have a folder entitled Eagle Training. And here will be the accounting adjustments procedure, the entire PDF, which I'm basically going to go over in this WebEx, but you can go over it at your leisure as well, will be loaded up in there for you. And we also have our renewal policy, which we did an in-person training on just a couple weeks ago. So that PDF is also loaded up in there. If you don't have access to that anymore as well, you can look it up in the Eagle Training. For AAs, there has been a new form that has been created for accounting adjustments. It is attached to the same email that this recording came in, so you should be able to get that attachment and open it up. The form, you'll notice, is quite a bit different. We have changed it to where each amount now has its own line with a short description and GL code. It's a little bit more straightforward, and as we go through it, I think you'll find that this is going to help us all stay a little bit more factual, and hopefully it will help everything go a little bit quicker. So I'm going to show you how to fill out this form. We're going to pretend for a minute that we have a resident. We're going to use Mr. Todd Brady here at Jefferson House 2. We're going to pretend that we have a couple issues with his ledger here that we need accounting's help on. First of all, due to a renewal problem in MRI, which we know happens occasionally, he was overcharged $50 for his September rent. His renewal shows that on September 1st he was supposed to go to this $12.25 here, but unfortunately he was charged $50 too much. This also caused him to get a small late charge as well for the difference. So we're going to need to credit both of those things back to him. In order to do that, we're going to go ahead and fill out the top part of the accounting adjustments form. This part's pretty simple. It's the same. You're just going to put the same information you normally would, the date, property name, property number. For tenant, we only need his last name. We don't need his full name, so we're just going to put Brady right here. And then which apartment he's in, which he's in 302, so we'll put that there. Now here's where the differences come in. For the amounts, we are going to put a separate line in description for both of those separate problems. So first problem is that he was overcharged $50. So we're going to put that as a credit. We do need to fill out the GL code. If you're not familiar with the GL codes, please reach out to Megan or I, and we will make sure you get some information on that. But for the most part, we're going to be using the one for rent because we're going to credit him back a rent amount. So that GL code is RCH. For the description, you now only have one line for description. This is partly to cut down on the amount of information that's being submitted in the AAs. We've been seeing a lot of AAs coming through where we're getting these long stories about this happened, the resident called me, and then I did this. We don't need that information. All we need is a really good, brief, clear depiction of why we're giving them $50. So for instance, in this one, I would put, due to MRI renewal issue, resident was overcharged on 09-19 rent. That's it. In fact, I could probably even leave this first part out and only put the second part, and it would still be okay. But that's a good, clear, easy description of why we're giving him $50. For the late charge, I'm not going to do a real calculation on the late charge, so let's just say he was charged $12. We're going to give him that credit back. For the GL code for late charges is LCH. And the reason for the description, resident incorrectly charged late fee due to incorrect balance, which we know why he has an incorrect balance because we have this information up here. So between these two descriptions, it gives a very clear picture of why we're crediting him back $62. If for some reason you do have a unique situation that you feel definitely needs more than one line of description, you can scroll down to the bottom of the form and use this section down here to explain a little more. But once again, please be as brief and clear as possible. What we're going to need to do now that we've actually made our accounting adjustment form is go ahead and provide backup documentation. For backup documentation, we've been having a lot of the same problems as in the descriptions. We're having people who either are not providing any backup documentation at all, or in an other extreme, we're having people who are submitting, 20, 25 pages worth of documentation of ledgers and Section 8 renewal information and all these different things. You want to try and be as limited as possible in uploading that. Most of the time, you're going to be able just to upload the first page of a lease, whether it be a move-in lease or a lease renewal, just that first page of the lease saying what date it started and what the amount is usually will suffice for most AAs. Sometimes you might need to also include a screenshot of a ledger, or in rare instances, possibly more. If you do run into that situation and you're not sure what you should be submitting, please feel free to let Megan or I know, and we will definitely help you out. So for this one, I have actually already gone ahead and printed out and scanned just the first page of Mr. Brady's lease right here, because that's all we need to show that he signed a renewal, what price it's supposed to be, and we can process both of those accounting adjustments. Now the trick is we need to get both of these documents into one document to submit as an AA. What you're going to do on your accounting adjustment PDF, go ahead and save this one. We're going to save as, and I'm just going to save this to my desktop. You can save this one just about anything you want to because we're just saving it for a second. So I'm going to put Brady AA. And then you can go back to File. You're going to go to Create. And you're going to combine files into a single PDF. When you do that, a box is going to come up that's going to give you the option of either manually adding those two files, or you can drag them over. I personally like to drag them over, so I'm going to first of all take this Brady AA one and put that first. That's our accounting adjustment we just created together. And then also Mr. Brady's first page of his lease. And you can see that there. Now, make sure that you have uploaded on this side the actual accounting adjustment form, because we want that to be the first page in the document, and then your second page, whatever your backup documentation is. And then, of course, if you had a ledger or anything you needed to add as a third page, you would drag that there as well. Once you have everything you need, you're going to go ahead and click Combine Files. That makes a new document for you. And we now have it with the accounting adjustment and all the information we put, as well as the first page of Mr. Brady's lease showing when this lease was supposed to take place and at what price. So now I'm going to save this. You're going to be saving this into a shared file under, I'm going to open up Alabama again just as an example, under your AAs pending, where you guys have been putting them. We want to go ahead and make sure we are starting to use all of the same format, though, as far as naming the document. We all need to get on the same page of making sure we all have the same format going. So if you look on your accounting adjustments training document that's uploaded, you can see right here we've got our form that we're going to use. We're going to put AA, the property number, property name, the unit number, and the last name of that resident. So I'm going to go ahead and create that right now. So we're going to do AA, the property number for Jefferson, and then Brady is the last name. We're going to save that in AA's pending. It is now uploaded. Megan and I will go through every Monday and pull those out and approve them and submit them to accounting for processing. So that is the entire process of how to go ahead and create your AA with the new form and combine it into one document and name it and upload it. If you have any further questions on this, you can look at this training document, as I stated, in your Eagle training folder in your remote site files, or of course let me or Megan know and we will definitely help you out. Thank you very much, guys, and thanks for attending our first WebEx.